Oh, hi guys and gals, it's me, George, the Shade Tree Fix-It Man, Railroad Man. And I've got an update on my question about my chopper. And you can see, maybe you can't see, if I take this right up here like this, you can see that I have put a piece of brass shim stock underneath my cutter and effectively fills in that hole, and I turn my blade around and I found out something in the process that the wood, come on now, the wood that is in my kit for the roundhouse is not balsa, because it is very, very hard to cut. I mean, it's hard to cut. And even with the thing underneath it, it doesn't cut all the way through. Then I had bought some balsa wood, and I think that's what I'm going to be using. This is just a little chunk of it here. Yeah, a little chunk of balsa wood. And watch this one. See if I can do this without cutting my fingers off. I mean, it just cuts just like butter. So I'm going to be using balsa wood to finish off most of my framing on the roundhouse. I'm going to use this stuff, and I have a razor saw I'll be using to cut this with. But when it comes to cutting all the new stuff that I'm going to be doing some framing that doesn't come with the kit, I'll be using the balsa wood. So thanks for the suggestions. Several different ones had different ideas, and they were all good. And I tried my own idea. I tried to flip this over like this and remount everything on this side, and I drilled these two holes here. But you know how hard it is to get these holes lined up exactly perfect, to make them perfectly square? Didn't happen. So I went back to this side and decided to try using this piece of brass stock that I had. I've got a whole roll of it. I bought it at a thrift store, got a cheap price on it. But anyway, this works dandy. So thanks for all your help on that, guys. Now I have another question I wanted to ask. Okay, so here's my question. This is a friend of mine brought this over for me to look at, and he wanted to know if I could identify it. It is from the railroad, and you see what that says there? I think that says Warwood. I think that's what it is, and then it's got an 80. That's all the markings on that side, but here's what lets you know that it is from the railroad. See what that says? C and NWT. That's Chicago and Northwestern. And then it has the number 58. So I'm not sure exactly what this unit is. It's some kind of a tool for using on the railroad. Don't know what the 58 is. If that's a date stamp on it. This side has the 80, you know, Warwood. I'm thinking Warwood is probably the brand of the company that made it. And you can see it's got these hooks on the front here, and it's very heavy. It's cast. I'm not thinking cast iron. I'm thinking it's probably forged steel. And it was painted blue at one time, and of course from being used, the blue paint has been worn off of it. So if anybody can identify this and let me know exactly what it is, I would greatly appreciate it, and so would my friend. My friend runs a thrift store, and I fix different things for him. I test some of his things like I test his CB radios, and this past week he had brought me 6 boxes of HO railroad stuff for me to look through and to test the engines in it, that see if they run or not, and let him know what the different parts were and what he could sell them for. So he brought 6 boxes, and I narrowed them all down to 5 boxes after I reorganized everything, and I kept 1 box for myself. So yeah, that's usually what happens. I end up taking some of what he brings for me to check out, and sometimes I get it just for the testing work I've done. Sometimes I pay him for it. This time I paid him for it because, well, I got a whole box of stuff, which include a couple of engines and a bunch of cars and some buildings and people and all kinds of detail stuff. So maybe I'll show you some of that stuff in another video. So if anybody has an idea on what this wrench or pry bar or special kind is, please let me know. Thanks for watching, commenting, and for subscribing. Won't be too long, we're pushing up on the great big 3,000. And when I get there, we're going to have a giveaway. Thanks again. Till next time. Bye now.